All right, Coach. Off your first road trip, split the weekend with Eastern New Mexico. Just talk about your team's overall performance and what you thought about it.
Well, obviously, our goals are always to go in and sweep. So, fell well short of that. You know, there are obviously a lot of things that we haven't played anybody except ourselves, and so getting out and playing a good team, you learn a lot of things, and so I think we did that. I thought yesterday's game, because we just hadn't performed very well. I didn't think in the first three games, and not that we played well yesterday, but we competed way better, and I thought we did from the sixth inning of game three to the end, and that's just something we've lost. I've said this a number of times. We can replace probably the numbers of the guys we lost. We can't replace the people, and so people are having to sort of step up into some different roles, and I think that takes some time, takes some experience, and I thought we saw some of that happening, so that's good. And then I think you got to give as when one of your former assistants is on the other side, I was really proud of the job Riley Price has done. He's done a lot, really improved the program since he's got there. So it was happy. It's one of those things, you don't like losing, but you do feel good for somebody that's been around you and been with you for a while. So I was really impressed with the job he's done, and thought they've got a really bright future for the rest of the season.
And Coach, do you think that the weather or the wind had any factor in some of the struggles like earlier on?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and it was one of the things, matter of fact, we've had pretty good success recently, but you go back to before the last couple of years, that's always been a place that's so tough to play, and it's really tough to open there because it's baseball, but it's not. It's not traditional baseball. You got 60-mile-an-hour winds, not playing on the greatest of fields, and then you're playing on a field the size of Coors Field, so it's a lot of room, And then, like I say, it's just tough on your fielders. It's real dry, and so there are a lot of things that happen out there that's the only place in the country they happen, and so. Tough to prepare for that, but I was actually thank God I didn't have to use it, but I was ready in my post-game speech if things didn't go the way we wanted, and I was like, the last times we've lost 3 out of 4 out here, we've gone to the World Series, so it's not anything to panic about. It's just it's a tough place to play.
And it seemed like by the time Game 4 rolled around, you've already kind of touched on it, that y'all really figured some things out, and you kind of seemed like you kind of returned to last year's form a little bit.
We still didn't play well. The strikeouts are a huge concern. The pitching was great except for one game, and so I think again, and that's the thing about early in the season, you got to figure out who to play, and I think you lose some games because maybe you have just the wrong matchups or whatever at that time, and you figure that out. The problem is it still takes about 25, 30 games to figure that out. And so what you try to do in those 25, 30 is still find ways to win. And, what was disappointing, we have a double play ball to end that game on Friday, Game 2, and we're going to sneak out of there with a 3-2 win with 2 hits. And we on either end, we make a little better throw, or we just pick a ball at first base, game's over. And then we get 2 strikes on the next guy with a guy on first, and don't execute a pitch, and they split the gap, and we're tied, and then we throw it to the backstop, game over. So a game we probably should have lost, but we were going to find a way maybe to win it. And I think that's the thing that on growth and stuff. We've got to grow in that area. But good news. We told yesterday, it's Game 4, but it was sort of a must-win, and that was what I was proud to see how our guys responded to that, and puts us in good shape. All we got to do now, it doesn't matter who it's against. We win a series, and we're ahead of that team. So you know, you don't want to lose series, you know, worst split. So we split and did see a lot of good things. Saw a path going forward to figure out how to get back to Cary and win it all. And that's, you know, that's the goal always. We've got a lot of work to do, and we've got to improve in a lot of areas, but, you know, that's what makes it fun. So we'll get after it.
All right, Coach, and now you got home opener this weekend against Cameron. Just what's your overall thoughts on that program, and what's your plan to beat them?
Well, they had a tough weekend this weekend. You know, Lubbock Christian's really good, and the wind was blowing out, and that's their sort of MO. They're going to hit the ball out of the yard, and Lubbock Christian hit the ball out of the yard quite a bit. So, you know, again, I think they're sort of like us, sort of trying to feel things out, see where they are. They're obviously really going to want that first win badly. You know, I always hate teams coming in on losing streaks. I'd rather be playing a team on a winning streak because, you know, just the odds of baseball happen. So we're going to have to play very well. It's an opportunity for us to hopefully get back on track and get things rolling, but it should be a good series.
All right, Coach, thank you.
Thank you. Oh, go ahead, Julio.